Hello ladies, today I'm going to demonstrate how to do my stained glass technique using this metallic confetti. So if you want to see how I do it, just keep watching. I've already taken off the UV top coat off my nail, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drill out where this glitter is, like you would do a backfill. And I don't know if everybody knows how to do that, or I'll just show the way that I do it, but I'm going to use this really coarse bit. And I'll just kind of demonstrate how I do it. Okay, make sure you can see. I start off right here in the center, and I get my edge going. And what I'm doing is I'm using really short movements. And what I'm just trying to do right at first is create my groove where my smile line is. Then we'll come back over here on this side. So I've created a groove. See if y'all can see that. Right through there. And that's where my smile line is. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drill out this material. And be careful not to cut yourself, because this bit is definitely one that you need to practice with. If you end up getting one like this, you definitely need to practice with it, because it will cut the fool out of you if you let it go. Kind of just show y'all how it's looking. See how it's starting to ridge out? Well, I'm going to turn my drill up now since I demonstrated, and go ahead and get this pulled out real quick. Now this is a new set that I've put on, so I don't have a bottom layer of acrylic already on this set. But you're going to want to get it pretty thin. See right there, I've still got an edge. So on this set that I'm doing, it's not going to take every little bit of glitter off. If you go too much, then of course it's going to either make a hole or go into the actual nail tip that you had there. Try to keep in frame. That's probably the hardest thing. Just trying to keep in frame. Okay, so see how I've got that little bit of a ledge? I want you to go through and make that more flush right there. And like I said, be really careful and work in little short bursts, because you know it does heat up. So okay, there we go. We got a little edge there now. Okay, that's pretty thin right there. See, I'm just about all the way back down to my plastic tip. Okay, I'm going to turn off our drill. And I'm going to dust that off. Okay, now I've already picked out the pieces that I want to use. Some light blues and stuff like that. Something that's going to go with the set that I already have on. And getting my brush. I was cleaning it while I was doing everything else. Okay, all right, and I've got my brush, my sable brush, and my monomer, and I am just using, you know, a clear acrylic. Now, I did do a test on this, and it does bleed, but just because something bleeds doesn't mean you can't use it on your nails, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a bead, not very big. Okay, and I'm going to put it in front of the light, and I'm going to try to get it to stiffen up some before I put it on, because I don't want it real wet, because the wetter your bead is, the more they're going to bleed. So let's make sure I get close enough. Okay. Now I'm just going to lay it on a section where I want to start, okay? It needs to be really thin, and this is just going to work like, you know, glue almost. Then I'm going to grab a piece that I like, and I'm just going to lay it on the nail. Now, don't sit there and pat on it, because that's what causes it to bleed, all that liquid and stuff. Just stick it on there and leave it alone. You don't want to put a lot of liquid on the top of it, or it's just going to cause it to bleed more. You can't tell, but that is a really pale textured blue. It's really pretty. So I'm going to keep working around my smile line to start off with. And I'm going to grab another piece. Let's grab this purple right here. It's a really dark color. And see, that corner started to bleed just a little bit, but it's not bothering me so much, because what it did was it just moved to be a lighter pink. And see, now I'm taking the end of my brush and I'm using it to pat it in there. Like I said, the less monomer you can get on it, the better right now. So now we have two pieces on there. And like I said, it does bleed a little bit, but for the look that I'm going for, if you can keep it from all bleeding out, then it looks really, really good. Another wet bead. Put it right there. Pick up a piece. Let's stick that one down right there on the side. And see how it's starting to look. We're just slowly starting to layer our pieces on there. And see, it's still got lots of color on it because I haven't been playing with it a whole lot with my monomer. Put another piece right there. Pick up this pink piece. I'm going to lay it right there. Move it over a little bit closer to that purple. And see, it's okay if you leave a little space in between it, because we're going to actually go in there with paint and reline all this, because I'm just going to put a real thin layer of acrylic on it. And I pulled up a very big bead of clear because, like I said, you don't want to work with it a whole lot. The faster you do it, the better off you are with it not bleeding. And see, I'm not even going to stroke that down, because if you do, then you're going to be wiping that confetti, and it's going to cause it to bleed more. So I took another big bead, I stuck it, and I'm going to place it down. Okay. Then we're going to take off this excess right there. And you're just really lightly just trying to manipulate it. Okay, then I'm going to take a wetter bead. I'm going to stick it right here. That way I can blend those two in. Pulling back to me. And now see, I've been completely encapsulated it, and I barely had any bleeding. So what I'm going to do is let this harden up, and I'll file it a little bit, and then we will get out our acrylic paint and line it. Okay, I'm back, and I have finished filing and buffing my nail. And that's how it looks. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in with an acrylic paint, and we're going to stripe in between all these pieces of confetti. And it's going to be like the solder they use to put the windows together. So what I'm using is I'm just using a striper brush. And I've dipped it into a little water to really form that tip. And the paint that I'm going to be using is just your regular, you know, acrylic paint that you can buy at Walmart. And then I'm also using this one, the Folk Art, for the silver. And I didn't want to use a pure silver because it would have been too close. What I've done is I've taken my black and my silver and I'm going in right there. And if your paint's a little too thick, like mine is, just go through and dipped my brush back in some water and thinned it out so I can get a really easy line. Because if your paint's too thick, your acrylic paint's too thick, you're not going to get a nice line. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to start lining right around my pieces that I have. So I've gone right there. And then I have this one that comes across here. And don't get frustrated with your acrylic paint if you have problems with it, because if you mess up, rubbing alcohol will take it right off without messing up the finish on your nails. So if you mess up a little bit, you can just go right over it with some rubbing alcohol and you're going to be good. Now this part, and it comes up this way. Make sure y'all can see that really well. Now Jamie had asked me how to do this because I got her grab bag and it had this confetti in it, and I had talked about doing a stained glass using the bigger pieces, because these are really pieces that are too big to be put in a mix. And so, and it's Jamie Baby Cakes. Baby girl. Baby girl! I just call her Jamie, so. See right there I messed up. I just wiped it right off. And we're going to go across here. And then we got one that comes down like this. And then this one goes across like that. And then this one comes down here. And see how it's looking? And then, very carefully, we're going to go right across this entire smile line. Just like that. Now I'm going to let my acrylic paint dry, and then I'm going to go over with the UV top coat, and I'll be back to show you the end result. This is the end result. It really does look like stained glass with that confetti, because especially since, you know, you encapsulate it, it really does look really pretty and gives it a 3D dimension. And like I said, I really did this tutorial for 3140 Baby Girl. She actually requested it, and because I had made a comment in one of my videos, I got a goodie bag from her, which y'all definitely need to get it because she has little baggies of this confetti in it. And y'all need to go and check her out. I'll put a link to her store down below. Y'all go check her out and get her goodie bag so y'all can try this stained glass look with the confetti that she has. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful. So as always, thanks for watching. Y'all have a wonderful day.